morning, all. Good morning. You don't sound live, and yet conservation is live. Honorable Governor of the Northern Province, Director General of Environment and Climate Change, Minister of Environment, Director General of the Chamber of Tourism, Private Sector Federation, distinguished representatives of Rwanda Convention Bureau, esteemed community representatives here, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome and thank you for joining us today. We are delighted to meet with you as we prepare for the 21st edition of Kwita Izina, Rwanda's flagship conservation event and one of the world's most recognized celebration of conservation in Rwanda. For over 2 decades, Kwita Izina has showcased Rwanda's belief that conservation is not simply about protecting wildlife. It is about creating opportunities for people, supporting communities, growing tourism, and ensuring that future generations inherit a healthy and thriving natural environment. This year's theme, Conservation is Life, Sustaining the Future, reflects exactly that vision, conservation at the heart of Rwanda's tourism growth. As we prepare for this year's ceremony, we do so at a time when Rwanda continues to record important progress in both conservation and tourism. Tourism delivered strong results in 2025, with revenues reaching a record of $685 million, up from $647 million in 2024, supported by 1.49 visitors arrivals, representing 9% year-on-year growth. This performance reflects, in part, the strength of Rwanda's conservation-led tourism model. Mountain gorilla trekking remains the country's leading tourism attraction, while continued investment across our national parks is helping diversify visitor experiences and position Rwanda among the world's leading high-value nature tourism destination. In 2025, Rwanda's national parks welcomed 155,394 visits, generating $40.8 million in park revenues. Volcanoes National Park remained the primary revenue driver, generating $35.8 million, nearly 8% of total park revenues. At the same time, Nyungwe National Park recorded the fastest growth in visitation, supported by the new tourism products, including zipline, rope course, while Akagera National Park continues to broaden Rwanda's wildlife and safari offering. We're equally encouraged by the continued growth of domestic tourism. Domestic park visits increased by 8.1% to more than 59,000 visits in 2025, reflecting growing appreciation among Rwandans for our natural heritage, helping sustain visitation across our protected areas. Rwanda's tourism growth also extends beyond nature-based tourism. In 2025, our meetings, incentives, conferences, events sector generated $94.7 million, an increase of 11.8% from the previous year. Rwanda hosted 165 international and regional meetings and events, attracting more than 61,000 delegates. This demonstrates the increasing diversification of Rwanda's tourism sector. Conservation and natural heritage remain central to Rwanda's destination identity, while the country continues to develop complementary opportunities across business events, sports, culture, and other tourism experiences. At the heart of Kwita Izina, of course, are the mountain gorillas themselves. Today, close to 1,100 mountain gorillas live in the world across the Virunga Massif and wind ecosystem. They remain the only great ape whose population continues to grow. This is an extraordinary conservation achievement, but it is not one that Rwanda has accomplished alone. It reflects decades of collaboration among government conservation organizations, researchers, veterinarians, rangers, regional partners, and importantly, communities living adjacent to protected areas. At that year's Kwita Izina, 22 baby mountain gorillas will receive names, marking another important chapter in this conservation journey. Every baby gorilla we celebrate represents much more than a new birth. It reflects the daily work of the people protecting their habitat, monitoring their health, ensuring that mountain gorillas have the conditions they need to thrive. Since the first official Kwita Izina in 2005, 438 mountain gorillas have been named, with every name becoming part of Rwanda's conservation legacy. We are also honored to welcome other exceptional group of namers to this year's ceremony. They include influential leaders, change makers from conservation, business, sports, entertainment, philanthropy, and public service, each bringing a unique platform through which Rwanda's conservation story can reach audience around the world. The full list of confirmed namers will be announced in the coming days. Kwita Izina has grown well beyond gorilla naming ceremony itself. This year's program brings together conservation, tourism, culture, and community through activities including the community project launch, international travel media and trade familiarization trips, conservation exhibition, gorilla trekking experiences, gorilla naming ceremony, and the Kwita Izina concert. We'll also host special screenings of a gorilla story, a documentary narrated by Sir David, which has brought Rwanda's mountain gorillas and the people dedicated to protecting them to audiences around the world since its premiere on Netflix in April this year. The film has become an important platform for education global audiences about mountain gorilla conservation, and screenings will give our neighbors, guests, and local communities an opportunity to experience this remarkable story together. A Inyarwanda version will also help bring the conservation story closer to the Rwandan audiences in the Musanze district. These activities provide opportunities to showcase Rwanda's conservation story while encouraging our guests to experience more of what the country offers and generating opportunities throughout the tourism value chain. One of the most important elements of Rwanda's conservation model is ensuring that communities living adjacent protected areas share directly in its benefits. Through the Tourism Revenue Sharing Program, 10% of national tourism revenue are reinvested in community development projects adjacent Rwanda's protected areas. To date, more than 23 million Rwandan franc, approximately $16 million has been invested in nearly 1,300 community projects, supporting schools, health centers, water infrastructure, livelihood initiatives, and other community priorities. These investments reflect a principle that has guided Rwanda's conservation journey for many years. Conservation is most sustainable when the people living closest to our protected areas participate in and benefit from their success. As the mountain gorilla population continues to grow, Rwanda must also look ahead and ensure that we create sufficient habitat for future generations. This year, Kwita Izina will mark another important milestone with the launch of the Smart Green Village, part of the broader Volcanoes Community Resilience Project and Rwanda's long-term vision for the restoration and expansion of Volcanoes National Park. The vision includes expansion of Volcanoes National Park by approximately 3,740 hectares, creating additional habitat for the growing mountain gorilla population, alongside approximately 6,620 hectares of buffer zones to support conservation, sustainable land use. Importantly, this is not only about creating more space for wildlife. The program is also designed to improve livelihoods for more than 17,000 people, approximately 3,400 households, while reducing human-wildlife conflicts by 80%, ensuring that the future of conservation brings great opportunity and provide improved coexistence for surrounding communities. The Smart Green Village, therefore, represents an important part of the next chapter of Rwanda's conservation journey, where ecosystem restoration, climate resilience, and improved community livelihoods advance together. This year's Kwita Izina also comes an important moment for Rwanda's conservation sector, following Cabinet's recent approval of the establishment of Rwanda Nature Foundation. The foundation has been established to advance wildlife conservation across Rwanda, including the direct management of volcanoes and Gishwati-Mukura national parks. Our mandate will include advancing biodiversity protection, scientific research, innovation, and resilient ecosystem management, while supporting sustainable tourism and greater socio-economic benefits for communities adjacent our protected areas. The foundation will also provide an important platform for mobilizing partnerships, expertise, and resources to support Rwanda's long-term conservation ambitions. This is particularly important as our conservation agenda evolves. Growing wildlife populations, habitat restoration, climate resilience, scientific research, and community development all require us to think beyond individual projects and invest in the long-term resilience of entire ecosystems. The Rwanda Nature Foundation will therefore build on the conservation progress Rwanda has achieved over the past decades, while helping position us for the challenges and opportunities ahead. Kwita Izina itself also creates important opportunities beyond conservation. Each year, the event brings thousands of visitors to Musanze and Northern Province, supporting hotels, restaurants, transport providers, tour operators, farmers, artisans, and many other local businesses. It also provides an important international platform to showcase Rwanda's wider tourism offering, encouraging visitors to extend their stay and experience destinations across the country. Our colleagues will provide further perspectives on these benefits. The governor will speak about the impact of Kwita Izina on Musanze and the wider northern province, while the tourism chamber will share the private sector perspective and opportunities the event creates for tourism business. Before I conclude, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all the partners who continue to make Kwita Izina possible year after year. We thank our government institutions, conservation organizations, development partners, donors, sponsors, tourism operators, local communities, volunteers, and the media for your continued support and commitment. Kwita Izina is ultimately a celebration of partnership. The progress we celebrate today, from growing mountain gorilla population to expanding tourism opportunities and greater investment in adjacent communities, is the result of many people working towards a shared objective. As we prepare to welcome Rwanda and the world to Kinigi this September, we look forward to celebrating another generation of mountain gorillas, while also looking ahead to the next chapter of Rwanda's conservation journey. Our ambition is clear: to ensure that our wildlife continues to thrive, that our ecosystems remain protected, that tourism continues to create opportunity, and that the communities at the heart of conservation continue to share in its benefits. That's what we mean when we say conservation is life, sustaining the future. And thank you all for joining us today and your attention. Welcome questions. Thank you.